am honored today not only to be a part of celebrating the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King, a man whose commitment, selflessness, and passion continues to inspire us today, but I am really excited to be home. I'm very excited to be back in Cedar Rapids at home. The committee told me that their theme today would be uniting community, that I needed to talk about uniting community. Very appropriate for a man who lived and eventually gave his life uniting communities and uniting our country. But it made me think about the community that I grew up in, Cedar Rapids. I, of course, had my wonderful parents. My mother is here today. Wave at her, Mom. They always kind of pushed me. They always pushed me to be better, to do better. Never forget the folks along the way who helped you. I recall in the beginning, at the inception of the Martin Luther King holiday, I remember not all schools were out. So young people, this was not always the deal. So all schools weren't out, but I recall that there were some kids at my school whose parents were letting them stay home for the MLK holiday. So I thought, I'm going to approach my mother and see how this works. Mom, there are some students, friends of mine, whose parents are letting them stay home. I think I should be able to stay home for the MLK holiday. She looked at me very calmly and said, Melissa, there have been people, women and men, who have sacrificed and died for you to sit in that classroom. You will go to school today. Not quite the answer I was looking for, but certainly the message that I needed, and I never forget it after all of these years. I had wonderful siblings. I have 4 of them, 2 older than myself, 2 younger. Kimberly's 1, and I'm the middle child, so I'm the natural kind of mediator, the peacemaker of the family. Of course, that sounds good as an adult, but when I was a child, it kind of translated into the snitch of the family. So typically, I was the one calling Mom, they're fighting again. What am I going to do? I just always wanted to have, can we just all get along? That's what my whole goal was. But I thank them for allowing me to just be who I am. I think about Bethel AME, right in the back there, my church community. They always challenged me to stand up, be proud of my gifts. I always knew, this is a conspiracy, I had the longest Easter speech, I know it, every year. So this is really y'all's fault, because you gave me these long Easter speeches, but they always encouraged me no matter what. Thank you for community members like my church. Many of you may know Nelson Evans. Nelson Evans was really important in my life. He gave me my first job at Nelson's Cream and Yogurt. He was before his time. The whole yogurt thing is really booming business right now. I can still make a pretty mean ice cream cone. But he also challenged me to reach towards my dreams of becoming an elementary school teacher. He not only talked the talk, but he walked the walk when he walked right into Jefferson High School with an application for the University of Northern Iowa. I was very excited to be accepted and to eventually achieve that bachelor's degree. But those are the community members who I remember. I can go on about teachers and counselors and individuals in the community that really just made an impact in my life. Thank you, Cedar Rapids, for inspiring, for developing, and for encouraging me to be a leader. Thank you. And you deserve an applause for that. Thank you. So today, I want to just take some time to talk a little bit about Martin Luther King, not necessarily the man. We know basic information. We know he was born as Michael Luther King in Atlanta, Georgia. We know that he graduated high school at 15, that he would become the pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church, where he would succeed his grandfather and his father. We know that he would obtain a PhD at a very young age, in his early 20s, I do believe. We know he wrote 5 books and many articles. We know that he received 5 honorary degrees and was the youngest to ever receive the Nobel Peace Prize. But today I want to talk about his legacy. See, legacy is defined as something transmitted by or received from a predecessor or an ancestor. The key word in that definition is received. You see, if we don't receive, take ownership of, find our place in the legacy by continuing the work in our communities, today is nothing but a day off. I want to start by showing a quick video, if you don't mind, turning to the prompts there.
सर आपके लिए उस पार कार का इंतजाम किया है सर आइए सर ये चल चल फलक पकड़ के उठो और हवा पकड़ के चलो फलक पकड़ के उठो और हवा पकड़ के चलो I hate this country तुम चलो तो हिंदुस्तान चले 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 लगा हाथ के सूरज सुबह निकाला करे हथेलियों में भरे धूप और उछाला करे ओ लगा हाथ के सूरज सुबह निकाला करे हथेलियों में भरे धूप और उछाल करे उफक पे पाँव रखो और चलो अकड़ के चलो उफक पे पाँव रखो और चलो अकड़ के चलो फलक पकड़ के उठो और हवा पकड़ के चलो फलक पकड़ के उठो और हवा पकड़ के चलो फलक पकड़ के उठो और हवा पकड़ के चलो तुम चलो तो हिंदुस्तान चले तुम चलो तो हिंदुस्तान चले हिंदुस्तान चले
All right, thank you so much. I love that video because it really kind of plays out the true essence of what Dr. Martin Luther King really stood for. The scene is set. You have a community probably at the height of rush hour in the morning. They're all trying to get to work, they're trying to get to school, and they have this fallen tree that keeps them from getting to where they want to be. If you recall, there were a couple of gentlemen in a car. One of them had fallen asleep, as if to say, wake me up when the tree is out of the way. I wonder how many of us have fallen asleep or just shut our eyes. Wake me up when the issue is resolved. Wake me up when the community issue has been taken care of. Wake me up when it's all said and done. Maybe that's some of us here today. You also saw the young man who was in the car honking on his horn, just pressing on his horn, as if that's going to make the tree move any faster, right? That's indicative of some of us who don't necessarily honk a horn, but make a lot of noise about the issues in our community, but doing nothing to really help the issue, just making noise. We also saw the young lady who was putting on her makeup. Did you see her? She kind of flipped the mirror. She was putting her makeup on. We're not going anywhere, but we might as well look good doing it, huh? So how many of us are real kind of self-centered? You can be honest with me. Don't raise your hand, just blink your eye if it's you. I see some blinks. Sometimes we can be very self-centered. If it doesn't really impact me, it's not my neighborhood, I'm fine. That girl kind of represents us. How about the two gentlemen who, they had business to conduct? The tree was in the way, but don't worry about it. We'll still get our business handled. They just made their exchange over the tree. Did you see them? Sometimes we do that. We just kind of walk around the problem. Don't ever address the issue. We just walk around the problem. So our goal is to today be like the boy. I love that kid. He walked off of the bus, kind of looking at the scene around him. He saw the fallen tree. He walks up to that tree and he just kind of stares. You saw the passion kind of welling up inside of him, didn't you? And eventually he dropped his backpack and he did something. See, that's the first thing that we have to do. We got to do something. Suppose that when Dr. Martin Luther King was called to join the Montgomery bus boycott, his response was, I don't really take the bus much. Call me when you have another issue that might impact me. But he didn't do that. Thank God he didn't, because he was able to make a noise and to make movement and change happen as segregation on public buses became unconstitutional. Why? Because Dr. Martin Luther King decided to do something. He said, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, keep moving forward. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about the things that matter. To that young boy, that mattered. Find something that matters. Secondly, the young man, he didn't let the roadblock stop him. I would love to have been in his head, kind of hearing the commentary as he looked at the tree. Oh, this is a big tree. I don't know if I can do it, but someone's got to do something. Okay, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. And he begins to push. And he begins to push. He doesn't know what's going to happen on the other side of this, but he's going to start pushing. Dr. Martin Luther King was very similar in that the integrated America that he dreamed, he never saw. He hadn't seen it prior to the work that he'd done, but he joined in and he pushed and he pushed and he pushed. He said that faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. So sometimes we're going to do something, we're going to get involved in a movement, and we don't know exactly where it's going to lead us. But we're charged to have faith. Do something and push. Lastly, he wasn't afraid, the young boy, to lead the change. You didn't see him get off the bus and walk around and ask, hey, do you think you want to help me move this tree? I'm thinking about maybe moving the tree. Maybe you can join me. Don't we do that sometimes? When there's something that needs to be done in the community, let me get some friends to help me. Come with me. But he was okay to lead the change. Dr. Martin Luther King said that a genuine leader is not a searcher for consensus, but a molder of consensus. He became what Mahatma Gandhi said, he became the change he wanted to see. And that's what we're challenged to do. The time is always right to do what is right. So bus boycotts, freedom rides, marches on Washington. See, you don't have to do a march, lead a march. You don't have to stage a boycott to make an impact. What you got to do first is find your passion, like that young man. I personally believe that all of us have been given unique gifts, not just for ourselves, but for something greater than ourselves. So you might say, oh, Melissa, that sounds real nice. But you don't know me. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know the things that I'm going through in my life. I don't have time to focus on other people. You're right, I don't know your circumstance, but I do know the things that we go through help to shape and mold who we are. There's an author by the name of John C. Maxwell that just wrote a book, it's fairly new, that says, you win some, you learn some. I love the essence of that book because it says that your losses aren't your failures, but your losses can become your lessons can become your passion, and your passion can be translated into your service. Another quote says that everybody can be great because anybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and verb agree to serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love. All we need, folks, is passion. Then secondly, you want to find your voice. So you may not be on stage and your voice might not be amplified for all to see. Your voice may be a whisper. It doesn't matter how loud the voice, the volume of the voice, it's the impact of your voice. You've got to find your voice. Then you want to find your stage. You know, a lot of times we decide that, I can't do anything that makes a big difference. We want the big splash. We want the news reporters to come out and report what we're doing. And sometimes that line of thinking paralyzes us. What can I do? I can't do anything. I can't make a difference. But you can. Your stage might be right in your community where you join an organization that galvanizes around helping your children to have safe places to play. Safe parks to play in. Students, your stage might be joining student council where you can become a voice for students who have not found their voice. I have a friend of mine, I love her to death. She every morning gets up with her children, she makes their lunch, she always packs one extra lunch. That lunch is for the homeless man that she passes as she walks into her building every day. That was meant so much to her that she brought her family in on it. They make lunches on a Saturday once a month, and they go down and they feed the homeless. She found her stage. Find your passion, find your voice, and find your stage. Suppose today I told each one of you that your bank is going to deposit $86,400 into your account today. Would you like that? Yeah, good deal, right? $86,400 into your account. You can do anything you want to do with the money. Only one caveat. At the end of the night, whatever you've not used or spent will be taken away. Good deal, though. Tomorrow, they're going to deposit another $86,400 into your account to do all over again, whatever you want to do with that money. Now, if I were to walk around this room and ask you, do you think you'd be able to accomplish that? $86,400 in 24 hours, can you do that? Most of you would probably say, oh yeah. You'd be able to rattle off to me the things that you would purchase. And then when I told you it's going to happen again the next day, I'm sure that you'd go home and strategize, get your plan together. You'd wake up with expectancy, ready to spend that money, wouldn't you? Well, you have a bank very similar. It's the bank of time. You have 86,400 seconds to do with every day whatever you want to do with it. No one's going to tell you how to spend it. It's yours. Same caveat applies. At the end of the day, whatever time you wasted, you don't get to slide it over to the savings account. It's gone. If you're fortunate enough, though, you get 86,400 more tomorrow. But the same expectancy, the same excitement that you woke up with when you were ready to spend that money is the same preparation and excitement we should wake up with when we're ready to spend our time. Find your passion, find your voice, find your stage, and do it today. It reminds me of a story, and I close, of a young man, an older man actually, who very frequently went out to the ocean. He was a writer, and going out to clear his mind before he began writing. So every morning he'd go out to the ocean and just kind of walk along the shore. Well, this particular morning he was walking, and he saw a young boy in the distance, and he kept seeing him go down, go up. His head kept bobbing down, bobbing up. So he's thinking, what's this kid doing? Down, up. As he got a little closer, he kept seeing him go down, go up. Then he realized that he was going down to pick up a starfish and hurling it back into the ocean. Over and over he would do this. So the older gentleman walked up to the young boy and said, excuse me, what are you doing? And he said, well, I am taking these starfish and throwing them back into the sea so they don't die for lack of oxygen. The older gentleman looked a little puzzled and said, you know, there must be millions of starfish along the shore. And the shore goes for miles and miles. You can't begin to think that you'll make a difference. It's just too many. The boy looked up a little hurt, but he just went back down. He picked up a starfish, he threw it into the ocean, and looked at the man and said, I made a difference to that one. Find your passion, your voice, your stage. Do it today because you can make a difference. I just want to thank you all for your time today, but I'll close with one of the quotes that I love most. The most urgent question is, what are you doing for others? And if I asked Dr. Martin Luther King, I'm sure he wouldn't mind me kind of tweaking that question a little bit and asking you, what are you doing to unite your community? Do it today. Thank you so much.
Rachel Bonenkamp is a student at Excelsior Middle School. Rachel demonstrates the values of kindness, hard work, and integrity that Martin Luther King Jr. had. She strives to be considerate toward everyone, putting forth hard work and dedication, and having strong morals that she sticks to and lives her life by. Congratulations, Rachel. Glory Borsay is a senior at Cedar Rapids Kennedy High School. One of Dr. King's characteristics that Glory demonstrates in her life is striving to be as educated as possible. School is very important and has always been a major focus of her life. She walks the talk by working hard and being committed to her studies. Congratulations, Glory. Quinn Canoy is a senior at Marion High School. Quinn feels that one of Martin Luther King Jr.'s greatest strengths was his persistence. He believes this is one quality that he can identify in himself. Martin Luther King always fought for what he believed in and what was just. Even when challenges appear, he did what was right. And so does Quinn. Congratulations, Quinn. Amina Challenger from Xavier High School. Amina strongly identifies with Dr. King's faith. Attending Catholic school all of her life has reinforced her belief and trust in God. She tries to lead her school by example, leading retreats, attending weekly mass, and serving as a liturgy singer. Congratulations, Amina. Krista Chavez from Vernon Middle School. Like Dr. King, Krista is persistent, brave, and a leader. She works hard to reach her goals and is a natural leader in groups. She has always been told that she is a chief, not an Indian. She's not afraid to ask for help and doesn't give up until she reaches her goals. Congratulations, Krista. Eva Deegan attends Regis Middle School. Eva is most like Dr. King in her bravery and empathy. She's not afraid to stand up for others. She can relate to others with what they're going through and be kind to them. She's not afraid to stand up for what she believes in, even when others reject her faith. Congratulations, Eva. Serena Eck is a student at Franklin Middle School. The trait she most demonstrates of Dr. King's is persistence. Dr. King continued to fight for what he thought was right, even though it seemed impossible. On a much smaller scale, Serena does her best to do what she thinks is right. Congratulations, Serena. Michaela Fry is a senior at Cedar Rapids, Washington High School. She exhibits Dr. King's trait of compassion for others. She feels that no matter the situation, that the well-being of others is more important than her own. She feels if others worried more about the people around them and not themselves, we would all be better off as a society. Congratulations, Michaela. Caitlin Gibbs is a student at LaSalle Middle School. Caitlin exhibits Dr. King's characteristic of a caring personality. She puts aside personal limitations to help others thrive. Her passion is to help children who live with physical illness or disability through fundraising and increasing awareness with speaking on radio shows and public speaking. Congratulations, Caitlin. Megan Grimm is a student at Prairie Point Middle School and 9th Grade Academy. Megan feels the Martin Luther King characteristics she demonstrates are hard work, perseverance, standing up for her beliefs, and leadership. These traits were implanted in her at an early age, so they've become part of her character and actions. Congratulations, Megan. June Helgenberger Jr. from Taft Middle School. June believes that Martin Luther King Jr. taught us that all of us should treat others equally regardless of how we look. June puts this into action by living by the Golden Rule. He also believes it's important to help others and to help our community be a better place. Congratulations, June. Shelby Hembra is a student at Cedar Valley Christian School. Like Dr. King, Shelby is a servant to others. She's accepting of others and won't judge them for their past. She's a leader and stands up for others. Congratulations, Shelby. Grace Herring is in 8th grade at Harding Middle School. She demonstrates Dr. King's conviction. Being around people from rough backgrounds and difficult lives, being able to see the face behind the mask, has convinced Grace to make her life an example of one who loves and gives. She shows conviction through her actions daily. Congratulations, Grace. Megan Hill is a student at Wilson Middle School. Megan believes that Dr. King had strong leadership skills. He led many nonviolent protests against racism. She uses this value to help her make a difference in our community. Congratulations, Megan. Andrew Jonathan Todd attends McKinley Middle School. Like Dr. King, Andrew wants to do more and be more. He believes all deserve the same opportunities and stands up for those in need of a voice in time of trouble. He contributes to the community by being the best he can be and influencing others to do the same. Congratulations, Andrew. Samuel Kelly attends St. Joseph's School. Like Dr. King, Samuel exhibits excellent leadership and public speaking skills. He believes a true leader will unite people with words and actions. He values these leadership characteristics in his life because they will help him reach his goals. Congratulations, Samuel. Marcy Koningsfeld attends Prairie High School. Martin Luther King Jr. made it a goal to make everyone feel included. Marcy tries to do this every day, whether it's by smiling at someone you pass or saying something nice to someone you don't know. She lets as many people as she can know that they are special. Congratulations, Marcy. Alexandra Mersch from Oak Ridge Middle School. Allie believes that she demonstrates Dr. King's characteristic of treating people equally. She says that you need to stand up for what you believe in, and you shouldn't hate for the sake of hating. Congratulations, Allie. Coy Ortega is a 7th grader at Roosevelt Middle School. Coy exhibits Dr. King's attribute of bravery because he is not afraid to try new things and do anything to reach his goals. He also shows trustworthiness because he is truthful in everything he does. Congratulations, Coy. Katie Schlegel is a senior at Linn-Mar High School. Martin Luther King Jr. was incredibly passionate and led people to fight peacefully for acceptance. Katie leads people to understand and respect individuals living with disabilities. She works hard in school and in the community to be a good example. She believes we are more alike than we are different. Congratulations, Katie. Autumn Starks is a senior at Cedar Rapids Jefferson High School. Autumn best demonstrates Dr. King's kindness to others. She feels that it is important to be selfless and help others because it makes her feel good. By helping others, we are able to make the world a better place. Congratulations, Autumn. Sage Collins Wright is a senior at Metro High School. Sage is trustworthy, honest, and tells the truth. She's also concerned about helping those less fortunate. She does not expect or want recognition for all she does. Congratulations, Sage.
What a great group of young individuals, the next leaders in our community. Congratulations to all of you. We are delighted that you received this honor today. This year, as part of our centennial celebration at United Way, we are asking people to step up and give something back. And as John mentioned, I want to echo his thank yous to all of you. Many of you as individuals or companies, our groups have contributed to United Way in the past. And this past year, we closed out our campaign in December, and for the 7th year in a row, raised over $10 million in the community because of all of you. So thank you so much for that. But I'm not going to ask for any money today, maybe later at another point in time. But today I want to ask for your time. We are encouraging people as part of our centennial to volunteer 100 hours in this next year. And this group of individuals will be our Centennial Volunteer Club. We encourage you to stop by our table on the way out, take a look, sign up. Maybe if you can't do 100 hours yourself, maybe sign up with a group of individuals to maybe do 100 hours. But we'd love you to give back some of your time and talents to the community, and believe me, there are many, many places that can use your time and talents. I also want to close out by thanking the people who made this event very possible, our sponsors, obviously our media sponsor, the Show You Care, and our presenting sponsors, Shuttleworth and Ingersoll. Thank you very much, Shuttleworth. I know you have many people here representing your company. You are a great sponsor. And to everyone else on our sponsor list that you can probably see on the screen. I'd also like to thank our MLK committee. Every year they start meeting in the summertime and working on this great event, as well as the United Way staff. So let's give them a round of applause for their work.